Hello and welcome to the Token Metrics Engine Room Crypto Podcast. I am your host, Jacob Koch Gallup, and I'm joined by the one and only Mr. Bill Noble. How are you doing on this lovely Wednesday?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. Glad to have you here. So let's get right into the topics of today. So the first thing I want to bring up is Canada sanctioning 34 crypto wallets that are tied to the Trucker Freedom Convoy. So pretty much what happened is right now there's a freedom convoy happening in Ontario where people are protesting the vaccine mandates in Canada. I saw a lovely picture of some guys in a hot tub drinking some beers and smoking cigarettes. And what happened was there was actually a GoFundMe page for the Freedom Convoy to help raise money and support them. That got shut down immediately. So then people turned to crypto and started donating through crypto. And what happened is Prime Minister Justin Trudeau actually invoked the Emergencies Act, which this is the first time it's been invoked since the law passed in 1988, just because he wants to shut down the whole Freedom Convoy. And by invoking this Emergency Act, this allowed them to seize any transactions from 34 crypto wallets. And some of these wallets there's 29 Bitcoin addresses, an Ethereum address, a Cardano address, a Litecoin address, a Monero address. So they're pretty much just sanctioning all of these crypto wallets. It's over $1 million in $1 million Canadian dollars, 870,000 US dollars in donations. So yeah, it's I don't think Canada's the country that I would have expected this to be happening. Maybe would have thought China or Russia would have been sanctioning these crypto wallets, but hey, no, it's Canada.
Right. You had a lot of people leaving the U.S., going to Canada thinking that they were going to, escape, I don't know, social disorder or politics they didn't like. Now, all of a sudden, Canada's this epicenter of, it's like, the government and the people are at odds, right? It doesn't matter what they're at odds over, right? But when the government goes to shut down legacy funding mechanisms, well, the people turn to crypto. And it doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong politically, but as one big influencer tweeted, Justin Trudeau cannot call the CEO of Bitcoin. There is no CEO of Bitcoin. That's the point, right? So it doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong, but, it's a classic example, right, of, people needing crypto for freedom. We talk about these things in the crypto world theoretically. Well, now it's actually happening. So it's a very important development.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to continue to see stuff like this happening all the time. I mean, you have a centralized entity, GoFundMe, which they were able to just stop it. Hey, this is not following our terms of service, so you can't send donations through here. But Bitcoin doesn't have any terms of service. There's no centralized entity. There's no CEO, like you said. It's just like anyone can pretty much do whatever the hell they want, which is good. That's good for the people. And it kind of sucks to see these governments sanctioning this. And I mean, because obviously the world is not 100% decentralized. Everything doesn't run on blockchain. So you need some centralized entities. There's still banks. If you're getting donations through crypto, you might want to then put that into fiat, put that into your bank. And as long as the government still have control of these centralized entities saying, hey, banks, don't accept this crypto. So yeah, you have one side of it, which is decentralized that they can't control, but the other side, they can cut it off, which kind of sucks, honestly.
Right. And decentralized mechanisms like Bitcoin or decentralized, structures, a lot of it's the only check on, almost all powerful entities like governments, right? I mean, there's no check, right, on what they could do to these people protesting in Canada, right, until crypto comes along.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, the government has a problem, and as this narrative unfolds, it'll probably be fascinating to see how long these people can actually get funded using crypto. In other words, in crypto versus the government, right? How long can, the crypto Davids hang with the governmental Goliaths.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of before crypto, like how people would have donated. So let's say it's GoFundMe that got shut off. What do they walk there and hand them $5,000 in cash, like physical
Yeah,
cash? Like how else would
that's
mail
right.
gold bars? Like how else would they have done it?
I don't know, man. It would have to be citizens delivering care package food and cash,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like like something you'd see in like the American Revolutionary War.
yeah, or in the Hunger Games.
Right, exactly.
Anyway, that very interesting. This next topic I want to talk about is pretty jokes. I woke up this morning and saw this article and I was like, whoa. And so pretty much the bottom line is Facebook's trying to be trendy and boost morale with a new slogan, and that kind of turned on them, went upside down. So their new slogan is Metamates me. So it's pretty much Zuck referring to the Facebook employees as Metamates, and they were not having that. So this got brought up in a virtual all hands meeting yesterday on Tuesday, where Facebook's trying to not only rebrand itself, but it also tried to boost morale, but it actually ended up demoralizing their employees, which it's interesting when you think about it. It's like, okay, where the hell did they get Metamates from? But it actually comes from a naval slogan, which was the phrase was shipmates, and self. So they had Metamates, and me. It's kind of clever, but it's also like I wouldn't want to be called a Metamate. I think that's cheesy, and that definitely would like piss me off. One, and I'm already working at Facebook, which would piss me off double fold. So
Yeah, I mean, Facebook employees are the Silicon Valley elite.
yeah,
Right. I used to live in Austin, Texas. They've got this very impressive building, in downtown Austin. They are the kings of Web 2.0. And Zuck announced, hey, by the way, we're giving up on the model and going 3D cartoons. And by the way, here's your new nickname. Not going to sit right with those people. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unless you're a 3D graphic artist or you're in the blockchain segment. I mean, if you're working on Facebook, I mean, is that the equivalent of being in a newspaper 15 years ago?
yeah.
Are they obsolete? Question mark.
I mean, that's what it's seeming like. They're rebranding their whole business model to be in the metaverse. I know people have been talking about this. It's similar to Square changing their name to Block because they're moving to blockchain. But at the same time, it's like you can do that in a cool, innovative way. You can be a pioneer in the metaverse space without being cheesy Facebook. Like you're already cheesy Facebook, and you like it was kind of cringe to like change your name to Meta.
Extra cheese.
Yeah. It was extra cheese to change your name to Meta, but then now you're calling your employees Metamates? Like,
forget about it, man.
Yeah, come on.
Right, on the same day that JP Morgan is buying land in Decentraland.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, Jamie Dimon's not buying land from Zuck. He's doing it on the blockchain.
Yeah, I mean, also JP Morgan, didn't they release in their report that the cryptocurrencies and blockchain is going to be $1 trillion a year ecosystem? I mean, it's just bullish and more bullish news. As we see the crypto market pretty much trading sideways for the past 2 weeks, but we're still pumping positive news.
Right. I mean, the future's on the blockchain. Jamie Dimon's telling you that. Zuck's telling you that. All right. And the Canadian citizens are telling you that.
Yeah. And I think one more news we have to cover, which is also kind of innovative crypto news, is NFTs. We saw, according to NFT GOIO's stats, that the NFT market cap has grown from $95 million to $16.5 billion in 1 year. This is a 157x. So we've also seen daily transaction have a 400x growth from $2 million a day to $800 million, which peaked on February 1st, so just 2 weeks ago. And not only that, this market cap of 16.5 billion is only 1% of the total crypto market cap, which is what, 2% of the total assets in the world market cap. So it's 1% of 2%. So it's just like, and it's like NFTs are everywhere, and we see that in all the news. We see that kind of taking over the mainstream media. That's kind of the hot word is NFT, but it's still only 1% of all of the overall crypto market cap. So personally, I see that very bullish.
Yeah, I mean, people need to have fun, right? I mean, I know I'm dating myself, but NFTs are like the baseball cards and comic books of this generation, right? It's how young people do culture. Young people express themselves and have fun. And then for anybody who's in like the hedge fund range or investors, art and stocks are not correlated.
Yeah.
So I'll save you the, macroeconomic wah. But, we have a paper that we published, right, back in October, right, by someone who's talking on this podcast.
Yeah.
Right? That art and stocks are not correlated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I found is between art and the S&P 500, there's a 0.04 correlation. And a 1 correlation means they're positively correlated. They're like there's a 100% correlation, and 0 means there's no correlation. So it's 0.04. So it means there's almost no correlation between art and the stock market. And I think, like you're saying, we're seeing that between maybe cryptocurrency tokens and NFT arts. As we saw the overall crypto market decline, as we saw equities decline, we saw money pour into NFTs. And I think that's similar to, you can have it draw a correlation between physical art, traditional art in the stock market, where you have, it's kind of a safe haven, because it's like everyone knows, investors want to diversify their assets. They want to, when the market goes down, they want to put their money in a safe haven. That's what traditional art, blue chip art did, like Salvador Dali, etc. So that's we're kind of seeing parallels between the crypto market and NFTs.
Yeah, I mean, when you have the stock market trading at 200% of GDP, it's almost like saying that, the stock market as a whole in the US is twice as big as the economy in terms of dollar value, right? So if there's an oopsie-daisy in equities and you can have fun and diversify at the same time, right, then everybody goes to NFTs. So, I mean, in Zuckerberg's defense, I get why they want to move to the metaverse, right? But the move is actually happening in the decentralized NFT market. And as you noted, I mean, can you imagine if 1%, if like $1 or $2 trillion moves from legacy into NFTs?
Yep. That's insane. That's what that's going to be. It's 16 billion now, up to 1 trillion. I mean, yeah. I can see it happening, but I think first,
or even if it goes to where total value locked is in DeFi.
Yeah.
Like, if total value locked is 150 billion or something in that neighborhood, if NFTs go in that direction, NFTs do half of that, right?
Yeah. And I think it's important to note also is because as we're talking about this, people are probably thinking there's no way NFTs go to that, because all they are like stupid memes, they're JPEGs. It's like, yes, we can say, okay, they're also art. And like we said, their art has been a safe haven. So yes, there are some art NFTs, but also there's a crap ton of utility to NFTs that just the everyday person, either the everyday person in crypto or the everyday person in general, just doesn't understand the utility that's behind NFTs. And I can list off some utility that NFTs are going to have. We're going to see companies pop up doing these specific utility for NFTs. So for example, medical records. So this is having an NFT ledger of your medical records that you can go all the way back. It's not on paper. It's not getting lost. It's not online. So then it also can't be changed. You can't have doctors change it without maybe signing a smart contract. So it gives you all of your data that you can use for research, for insurance, etc. So we're gonna see medical record NFT companies propping up. We also have IP and patents. I think that's very important. Then you can't copy a patent. It's verified. You have we already are seeing this Ticketmaster, or StubHub, these centralized non crypto companies that sell tickets for concerts. Those are going to be NFTs. You're going to be having an NFT to attend a concert, to attend movies, to etc. So we already see companies like NFT ticket companies popping up. There's linking to real world assets for authenticity. There's going to be NFT notaries to notarize your documents. I mean, I think it's just kind of the endless the amount of utility that NFTs can have that aren't just silly cartoon JPEGs.
Right. I mean, think about the history of Bitcoin, right? It starts out with a bunch of guys in their parents' basement going, "Hey, let's see if we can get a pizza if somebody will take 10,000 of these funny coins from us," right? Right. 10 years later, it's on corporate balance sheets.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? If the NFT market, and we know that the NFT market is going to unfold, it's not going to take 10 years for that kind of, soup to nuts evolution. So
Yeah.
think about that.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I think we can wrap it up there. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Make sure if you enjoyed this episode of the Token Metrics Engine Room podcast, leave a like, smash that like button. Also hit subscribe. There you go. Thank you, Bill. And we'll see you on Friday's episode of the Engine Room podcast. Have a nice one.